Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is January 20th, 2020, and you're listening to The Bruce Montalvo Show. I'm always proud to announce my guest, author, lecturer, researcher of the occult world for over 50 years. Jordan Maxwell is joining me on today's broadcast. And be sure to check out his hit series, The Secret World of Symbols, which is simply fascinating. It's like most of his television series work. It's just fascinating. And he's been with me on the show for years now. Here he is joining us once again, Jordan Maxwell. Hello there.
Hello there, Bruce.
How's it going, Jordan? It's 2020 now. Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's a new year now. And we can see things a lot clearer when it's 2020 vision.
That's right, 2020 vision. And you know what I see? I see World War III. You know, if someone farts by mistake right now, like in Iran or at the Pentagon, World War III will happen.
Well, I believe that that's what's going to happen by the end of the year.
Yeah?
I think that's what's going to happen by the end of the year. We're going to be in a world war.
It's not already happening now?
It could be. If it's happening, it's getting ready. It's moving toward it. But I don't think it's going to happen until about October or November of next year.
I see. Right. I mean, they're really pushing this authoritarian democracy, this totalitarian democracy. And as you know, you break down the word democracy over the years. That's not a good thing.
No, democracy is communism.
Yes.
That's what a democracy is. It's a Marxist-Leninist Soviet communist system. It's called democracy. And you have to be a Democrat to be a part of the democracy. And if you're a Democrat, then you are helping to destroy America. You're helping to destroy civilization. Not just in America, but around the world. Democracy is destroying human governments and human living conditions.
Yes.
So it's a terrible situation, and I think we're going to see a world war because of it.
Right. Well, can it just be business as usual? You know, the fat cats up there with the defense contracts, and it's really just like you've explained over the years, idiocracy. We're living in like a Brave New World, 1984 like novel.
Yep.
Now we're here. We're talking with Jordan Maxwell, researcher of the occult world for over 50 years. We're talking about World War III. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. World War III breaking out at any minute now, and we see it. You know, nuclear vision. You know, we see a nuclear vision, a 2020 vision. It could have something to do with these nuclear weapons that they're always talking about, right?
Yeah, one never knows. I think there's going to be a major war.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be the Democrats who will help bring on the chaos of a world war and cause so much death and violation of human rights. And so when all of this happens, and it's going to happen soon, it's on its way.
What about a civil war?
Just remember, it will be the Democratic Party who has brought on the world war.
Jordan, what about a civil war right now in Virginia? I'm hearing about our buddy Alex Jones being out there in a tank. Out there trying to preserve liberties. You know, he's a good friend of ours, a good friend of yours, right?
Yep. Yeah, well, I know.
Civil war could break out any minute right now in Virginia. I'm hearing the Chinese are responsible for all this gun control talk in America. You believe this? The Chinese are saying, "Oh, we not think you should have guns in America anymore. We take away."
Yeah. Well, I can imagine why China does not want Americans to have guns.
Right.
Because it's always much easier to rape and break into someone's home and beat them up and rape them and destroy them if they don't have a gun. If you break into somebody's home and they're well prepared with a pistol or with a gun,
yeah,
you might get hurt in doing that. So that's why people who want to rape and plunder and destroy America don't want Americans having guns. That's the one thing you don't want.
right.
You know, if you want to try and attack some girl, if she's carrying a pistol, you better think twice before you attack anybody.
That's right.
Because it may blow your head off. And so that's why we have the preservation for guns in America. That's why the founding fathers said that it was the right thing to do is for the people to have guns. Why? Because they knew, the founding fathers already knew how corrupt politicians can be.
Oh, yeah.
They taste a little power, and power corrupts.
Yeah, and we study
absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, we study
the absolute power are the totalitarian fascist murderers who want to rule the world, and they have to kill everybody to do it.
Absolutely.
And so the human race has to have some way of protecting itself against the so-called democratic communist republic.
And that's who it is, the Democrat governor in Virginia right now. And, we study the flags and the symbols throughout the years. You've helped me just dig deeper with the symbolism. And you see, it's on the flag. It's on the Virginia. The Virginia flag has the a man, like an American, a freedom-loving American stomping on a tyrant. And it says, sic tyrannus, basically saying, we're not going to take any tyranny around here in Virginia. And, it could be a big psychological operation, maybe to sell more guns, because, we're a business. We're a corporation. We want to buy. You want to sell. And what do we make? We make guns and bullets to blow people's heads off.
War.
That's right.
I know.
Even Disney was selling war bonds. Remember back in the day, Disney, they'd have the cat and the... I could have sworn I saw Felix the cat in the early Disney,
I'm sure. There's no doubt. I remember seeing that kind of stuff. I remember seeing it years ago.
George,
I'm 80 years old now. And I remember the old days.
We talked about, last time we were on, we talked about how evil Disney was. And my wife, Jaja, she said, you want to see evil? Yeah, you haven't seen nothing yet. She had me watch this cartoon from 1926 where people don't know that Mickey Mouse was like, he was kidnapping pups or children from the school, and he took them to a dungeon where later on the priest sodomized them, or the kidnapped guys, or the kidnapped pups or children. They'd sodomize them and then turn them into sausages. This was Disney. This was the most horrifying thing I ever saw. I mean, this is 1926. The rat that everybody loves, he's kidnapping children in a cartoon. I mean, I was just stunned. And the priest cartoon with before they kill the guy of a dungeon, and they got like a Grim Reaper guy. He takes him to the priest, and the priest literally sodomizes the pup before they turn him into sausages.
Yep. Well, I know this kind of stuff has been going on for many, many, many years in America, and the American people are so ignorant. They just go along with it. They don't mind paying the motion picture companies big money to go to a movie to watch their own destruction, because the motion picture companies are making hundreds of millions of dollars a month off of the American people and off of the people of this world who go to see their trashy movies. And the people love it. The people seem to just gravitate toward all of the filthy degeneracy that Hollywood puts out.
Yeah, no, and the symbolism is there always, and like in this new Hansel and Gretel, it goes back to the Brothers Grimm, the old German fairy tale, or of the eating children, and they show you right away. They show you the secret symbols of the secret society that pretty much runs the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, they're eating. Yep. They're telling you they eat kids.
I'm just amazed at how much they're getting away with. They're doing it right in front of you, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Wow.
Because the masses of the people in America love it. They can't wait to see the next silly ass bullshit routine in a movie, television shows, sports, music. Americans just love this kind of stuff. And that's why the masters who own this planet are giving us plenty to watch and to enjoy on our way to our destruction. It's the same thing happened to the Roman Empire thousands of years ago. It is now happening to America. The new Roman Empire that's centered in the Empire State of New York.
That's right.
So we're going to see some terrible times coming in this country. And when it happens, just remember all the communist countries back in the 1940s, 1930s, in the 40s, and in the 50s, all the communist countries that were founded under the Soviet Union were called, officially were referred to as the People's Democratic Republic. We have the People's Democratic Republic of China, the People's Democratic Republic of North Korea, the People's Democratic Republic of Cuba. Everything to do with communism is dealing with the People's Democratic Republic. And of course, we are overrun in America with the Democratic presence in America, which is the Soviet Communist Party. So don't be surprised what's going to happen to America at the hands of the Democratic People's Republic. The Democratic People's Republic of America is a Soviet communist operation. Yes. And when people wake up and find out that the Democratic Party is nothing more than a Soviet Communist Party operating in America, then they will find out it's going to be way too late. But they will find out, and it's going to be way too late. And so that's why I believe there's probably going to be some kind of a massive war, civil war, maybe in the United States, some kind of a terrible, tragic civil war, because the people, the good people on the earth today, who want to protect their families and want to help their families and their country and to build up their country and to have their freedom and liberty and justice, those kind of people are going to have to someday, somewhere, are going to have to meet on the field of battle with the democratic processes of destroying the American Republic. Somewhere it's going to happen. And when it does, it's going to be the same thing that happened to the Roman Empire. And the same thing happened to America back in the 1860s. It was called the Great Civil War. Yeah. And boy, there's one coming right now. There's another civil war on its way. I can see it happening already. The people are being pushed into a corner. They're being pushed into a fight that people don't want to fight. They want to crawl on their knees to the emperor. Oh, yeah. They don't want to fight, but they're going to have to. One day soon, it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's happening.
I'm just watching it.
It could happen It could happen any minute now. I mean, they're saying, the fight's happening in Iran, but it's happening in Iraq. They're fighting in Iran. Any minute, some missile could go and hit some Americans somewhere, supposedly, and then it's all hell breaks loose. I mean, Alex Jones has to drive around in a tank right now in Virginia. I mean, he must have got a good. He must have got a good deal on that tank. He's armed to the teeth out there.
Well, just stick around and watch what's going to happen to America, because the American people have put up with the Soviet Communist Democratic People's Republic for so long that now is grown into a disease. It is now absolutely taking over Western civilization in Europe and America, where the communist, socialist, Marxist, Leninist operation to destroy the United States of America is now in full sway. And now we're going to see what's going to happen when the people wake up and find out that the Democratic Party is nothing more than the old communist socialist party of the Soviet Union.
It's a dawn of a new day, like you said. No, look, I was walking in Target the other day, and they have clothing for women called a new day, and they have all over the. I said, I can't wait to tell Jordan this. A new day clothing, and then right above it, of course, Saturn is the X, the unknown, the 0 point, the mystic swirl symbol, representing the 0 point, the Earth, basically, and the Saturnian sun symbol, but it's all over the place, and it says a new day everywhere. So that's exactly what Jordan talks about.
That is a world-class symbol for world communism.
Wow.
All you have to do is go back on the web or go to the library, do something you've never done before. Go actually do some research on the coat of arms of the Soviet Union. It's called the coat of arms.
That's right.
The national symbol for the Soviet Union. It says in the symbol, it says the dawn of a new day for world communism all over the world. And so that term, dawn of a new day, is a code word among the Democrats for the communist overthrow of world civilization and the bringing about of a new world order. Amazing. Adolf Hitler talked about it. A lot of people don't know that. Adolf Hitler gave one of his most important speeches, in which it was called the dawn of a new day.
Wow.
And he in the speech ended it by saying Germany needs to wake up, because the dawn of a new day is coming for Germany. The people of Germany are going to see the dawn of a new day. Well, that is a code word for world communism.
Right.
Well, he was a Nazi. Now we found out. Now we know the Nazis and the communists were working together. They were working together, and and how is that possible?
They still are.
The same way as possible when you go to a fight in New York City and the big, or in Las Vegas, the big fight, the big prize fights. Well, there's two sides, and they're going to fight each other to the death in the ring. And there's a lot of money, mafia. There's a lot of La Cosa Nostra, big money on the fight to who's going to win. It's going to be like a chicken fight. Put the roosters out there to fight each other. And the organized criminal world, organized crime, which we call government today, sponsors the international money-making fighting, the war that's coming. It's all it's already being prepared for by the government, and we are going to see the collapse of Western civilization and a terrible war coming to America. And just remember, America, when it comes, thank your Democratic People's Republic, because that's what they call all communist countries. And pretty soon, we're going to be in a position to be the People's Democratic Communist Republic of America.
Wow.
Trump, People's Democratic Republic.
Trump called those countries shitholes that were democratic republics, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be.
People's Democratic Republic.
Wow. And this is all being brought to you by the left. And as you've said, the left-hand path, or the left means sinister. So it's the sinister left-handed path.
Communist. Yeah, and why is the human heart on the left side?
Right.
Because in Latin, left is the word sinister. Sinister means left in Latin. Wow. And so, therefore, sinister is the left side, and your heart is on the sinister side. Basically, because the Bible says your heart is filled with sinister thinking, evil, is in the heart of man. And so that's why it's very easy for people to join the Democratic People's Republic, and with their riots in the street, overturning cars, burning buildings.
So they're mobs. And this year
it's a mob rule, but
that's
what
communism is. It's the year of the rat.
That's what communism is the people's movement. It's like when you get all the labor put into one place. So you have the plasterers union, the painters union, the carpenters union, and the Soviet Union.
There you go.
The whole idea is to control the masses of millions of people. And that's what they're doing now. America is doing it now. And it's the Democratic Party who is always out there working to help the poor working class people, just like the Russians in Russia and the Nazis in Germany were there to help the poor working class people. When in point of fact, all it is the same old communist crap. Now we have it in America, but American people don't know the difference between communism, Marxist-Leninist communism, and the dawn of a new day.
They all have the same symbols, Jordan. They all use the gears, like the Rotary Club. They use the Nazis use the gears.
The Nazis
Soviet
use the Rotary.
The gear.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. It's the year of the rat, 2020. I wonder if the Democrats are going to be, successful.
Well, that would explain something if it's the year of the rat, because that's what we got in the Democratic Party is a bunch of rats. And they're all very, very evil. They're all very corrupt.
The Republicans are evil as well. I mean, they're the ones that brought us the Patriot Act, right? That was great. I mean, the Bush.
That's right. That's right. I mean, all of it is all the old Soviet communist stuff. We call it the New People's Revolutionary Party in America.
Did you notice recently, Jordan? Did you notice that on the symbol of the elephant for the Republican Party, they inverted the stars, basically creating a pentagram?
So I know that. Yeah, I know that. That's interesting that they would do something
cheeky
so
bastards
obvious like that.
Yeah. No, they're telling you something with that, right?
That's right. There's a message in that. And there's so many people we call Republicans who are actually Nazis or communists. That's the way they think. That's the way they live. That's the way they operate. And so my feeling is, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it probably is a duck. So if it looks like they're practicing communism, if they act like they're practicing communism, and they're using communist terms and words and symbols, they're probably doing that because they are Marxist communists.
Yeah.
And today we call them the Democratic Party. But remember, when there's riots in the streets like we've had in America back in the 60s and 70s, we've had those riots, horrible riots, race wars and rioting. It was always called a demonstration. Demonstration comes from the word Democrat. Democrat gives us the word demonstration. We're demos. Demos means of the mob. And so that's why you have a government. It's called a democratic government. The democratic government means the government is made up of a mob of criminals, just a mob of drinking, alcohol, drugs, turning over cars, burning buildings, busting windows, destroying property. It's a mob rule. Mob rule is called a demonstration, because it's a democratic thing to do.
Right.
My God, we're going to pay a horrible price for our stupidity and our ignorance.
And Deimos is the Greek god of war, also.
Yeah, well, that's about par for the course.
Deimos. The Bible, things are starting to look like the script, like the scripture. That's where you get that word, right? Scripts and scripture. You
scribble. You scribble a script.
Yeah.
And in America, we have people who scribble on paper, and they're called speech writers.
Yes.
And in the motion picture business, they are the movie writers. They write the script for a movie.
Yeah.
And they write the script in such a way as to lead you to believe certain things. Then they have actors and actresses who are paid large sums of money to act like they're doing something for you. They're acting like they're being human.
That's the news now. The news are a bunch of actors now.
They're actors.
Hollywood,
right.
Yeah.
And so therefore, you are being paid a lot of money if you're in Hollywood as an actor. And once a year, they have a contest to see who was the best actors in movies. They call it the Academy Awards. And so the idea of the Academy Awards is to give out awards to the best actors, because they're not really human. They don't really give a damn about anything but themselves.
The worst people.
But when the camera is rolling, they can act like they care about a child. They can act like they care about a loved one. They are actors. They're just putting on a show and acting like they give a damn. But the movie stars are in the movies. They don't give a damn. They're just working for money. They're just playing for money in Hollywood. And so they are acting. And every year they get awards for being the best actor and actress. And so that's what we go to the movies. We're paying for all of this. We're paying for our own destruction by financing Hollywood, by giving them our money to go and watch their silly-ass movies.
Yeah. Did you hear at the Golden Globes, the sewage pipes burst, and there was literally filth and crap all over their red carpet?
Yeah, well, good. That's appropriate. Maybe God was putting that there for an appropriate symbol.
Somebody played a great prank on those bastards. They just think they're so, high and mighty, those actors, when they just pretend they pretend to be another person. I mean, you're not that guy. You're pretending to be that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Pathetic.
It's a very, very dark stuff if you're watching the stuff that's coming out of Hollywood today, with all these court trials for rape and plunder and raping of kids and children, and buying and selling kids for sex in Hollywood.
With the Epstein, that's just all over the place. Yeah,
he was just one. He was just one of many.
Yeah,
there was quite a few others who have been also pointed out what they have been doing too, the producers of television shows.
Children's. A lot of them children's networks, Viacom, Disney, Nickelodeon, all of them were going on that plane.
All of them were heavily involved in pornography and child porn, all of that kind of stuff. And you can see it in the movie. If you go on the channel and watch the Disney, during the daytime, the Disney shows on Disney TV, you can see the pornography, what is called soft porn. The soft porn in the Disney, shows on television. It's very obvious. The soft porn is extremely obvious if you are aware and alert to the symbols and the words and the terms of the pedophile operation around the world. You know what those symbols mean. You know what the words mean, and what the whole industry of pornography is all about, and child porn. You can see it on Disney all day long. Watching Disney shows for kids, for teenagers, all the terms and the words and the symbols and the emblems. It's all really there. If you know what you look for, it's all there.
They've been showing phallic symbolism. I mean, they're kind of big time jokers over at Disney. They go the mouse runs up the chapel and he rings the chapel bell, and it kind of looks like a phallus, and then it goes ding dong. You know, the ding dong is like a wiener. You know, it's like,
that's it, exactly.
I mean, it's a cartoon.
And also, Steven Spielberg has put out a kids' television show for Saturday morning for children, and it's called Pinky and the Brain. And I was amazed at the communist crap piled into the introduction of Pinky and the Brain. You go on the web and go to YouTube and type in Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
And it will tell you it's a children's cartoon show for Saturday morning, produced and directed by Steven Spielberg. And I am just shocked when I first saw it, when I first heard the music and what the words were saying and what the cartoon characters were saying. It was absolutely astounding to me. I could not believe it. I went around with my head spinning because in Pinky and the Brain, this one mouse, this crazy mouse, is coming as hanging around this rat. And this rat is an angry old man. He's an angry old rat. And Pinky is a stupid, ignorant, ill-informed, dim-witted mouse that's following the rat. And in the television show, Pinky the stupid rat says to the master rat,
Brain,
the old man,
his name's Brain.
What are we going to do today, Brain? What are we going to do today? And Brain and the old man, the old rat says, we're going to do what we're always doing. We're going to take over the world. That's what we're going to do. We're going to destroy and take over the world. And Pinky said, oh, okay, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. And so the old rat is saying to the young rat, we're going to take over the world. And this is what Spielberg is putting out there for children to watch. An old rat talking to a stupid mouse and saying, we're going to take over the world. And then the music comes on for the beginning of the show, and it's a song about how Pinky and the rat are going to take over the world, and how are they going to do it. It says in the song that the sun is going to rise on the dawn of a new day for Pinky and the Brain.
That's what it says. It says, by the dawning of the sun, they will take over the world.
That's right. That's what it says. And there it is, the communist symbol for taking over the world.
And Saturn. Dawn. Yeah, they pull in Saturn from the North Pole using a magnet.
Yep, so...
And they show you human robot clones, cyborgs, and humanoids.
That's right.
All within like 30
That's what we are
30
in
seconds.
America. We are Beavis and Butthead. We are Dumb and Dumber. We are nothing more than now they've got new television shows and movies coming out on the subject of what's the word I'm looking for? What is it that they are now pushing? The people of the dead, the people who walk around who are dead. Zombies.
Yes.
And they're pushing that now in movies, zombies, television shows about zombies. And the zombies, one of the movies about zombies, it says, we are here, we are dead, so get used to it. And it's with our hand with a fist for world communism. We're here, we're dead, we're zombies, so get used to it. So what Hollywood is telling you, all of the people of America are a bunch of zombies.
They are with their iPhones and
That's right.
all these so-called students that really haven't studied anything. I mean, they don't know.
They don't know how
anything.
to study. They can't even read.
No, and it's because of these communist infiltration of the education system. It pretty much was always going to be a
It's
communist
always
system.
been there. It's
Yeah.
always been there. Here in I don't know if you know it, but here in Arizona, we have a communist educational system.
Yeah.
And we just had a few months ago, we had a big demonstration, demos, for the Demos Party, the Democratic Party, held a big demonstration here in Arizona, in Phoenix, and it was called RED, R-E-D, for ED, E-D. Education was being run by the Reds, by communists.
Oh my God.
And so everybody was told to wear a red shirt and a red cap. And so it was called Red for Ed. Go on the web and look at it. Go on the web and type in Red for Ed, which is Communists for Education.
No, you
the
see
Reds
it.
are called
You
communists.
see it everywhere, Jordan. These trendy losers that walk around with the hammer and sickle. I mean, you know, they have no idea Stalin killed way more people than anybody could even count, and they walk around.
Okay.
Oh, it's cool.
They don't mind supporting him. You should see some of the pictures I've got on my website. You've seen them because you have my research website, don't you?
That's right. I'm part of the Jordan Maxwell Research Society. Been for a while. I recommend anybody that wants to research this stuff that we talk about with Jordan to go to his research society and sign up. Tell them, Jordan, how they can become a member and have access to this information, plethora of information you provide.
Yeah, it's actually, my website is Jordan, like the Jordan River, Jordan Maxwell. Jordan Maxwell Show is my website. I emphasize the word show. Remember that when you want to go to my website, you go to Jordan Maxwell Show. The Jordan is it's spelled like the Jordan River in the Middle East, the Jordan. And so you go to Jordan Maxwell Show, and there you will see, first of all, you will see that I'm speaking at a conference next month in February. I'm going to be in Laughlin, Nevada. Laughlin, Nevada is about 50 miles, 60 miles south of Las Vegas. You go on my website and you will see the advertisement where I'm going to be at a big international conference in Laughlin, Nevada, and I'm going to be speaking there. I'm doing a 2-hour PowerPoint presentation on the world communist movement, the world destruction of humanity that's coming. And I'm doing a whole presentation on it. So if you are around, you're welcome to go on my website and read all about it. It's all there on JordanMaxwellShow.com. Read all about it and be there. Come if you can to Laughlin, Nevada. It's going to be at one of the big hotels, one of the nicest hotels in Laughlin. And again, I said Laughlin is about 50 to 60 miles south of Las Vegas, Laughlin, Nevada. And that's where I'm going to be next month on the 15th to the 22nd. I'm speaking in Laughlin, Nevada. So I'll see you there if you can make it.
That's right. And sign up to his research society, Jordan Maxwell Research Society. Jordan, I've been going over a lot of research, man. All the time we discuss this stuff. I'm always going over it. And I just put out a book. You know, thanks to you, we put out this book, The Language of Symbols. I sent you a bunch of copies. Did you get a chance to see the finished product so far?
Yep, I have.
What did you think so far?
Very interesting. And I think the mere fact that you have been able to really understand the symbolism and understand what's going on, it's amazing to me that a young man is actually able to perceive deeply the symbolism and what it means and where we're going and where we've been and who we are. And it's all there in your book on symbols.
Thank you.
And and I think I even contributed something to it
Yes.
in the opening words.
Yes, you did. You helped with the preface. The artwork. We had a guest researcher, fellow talk show host Christian T. Harris, who made the. He pointed out to me that the Metatron and metadata, that could be like God of data.
Yeah.
So I had to add that into the book as well. You know, a lot of just, like I said, it's over 500 pages. People could go and support it now. Jordan helped author it with me. He's co-author. The Language of Symbols. It's on Kindle right now, Amazon Kindle, and we're gonna get it on hardcover. As soon as I get them on hardcover, I'm sending a bunch your way, Jordan.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Yeah, send me my own copy too.
Absolutely.
And sign it to me.
Oh, thank you. No, likewise. Yeah. And I mean, there's just so much great stuff. I mean, literally, you hear us talking about Disney. I break through Disney symbolism in that book. I mean, like no other. You know.
I know, but boy, it is everywhere. The occult symbols of power that are used by the organized crime syndicates of the world is everywhere in America. You cannot go outside that you don't see it everywhere.
Their influence, right?
You see the imprint of symbols. And it used to be many years ago when I was young, it used to be that you would see the spray painting on walls of the gangs. The gangs would spray paint areas of the wall in downtown Los Angeles, in a big city. But today, you don't see the spray painting of gangs. Today, you see the spray painting on everything by the Democratic People's Revolutionary Movement. You see world communism symbols on everything.
Yeah.
Worst part is that most people don't know what I'm talking about. They have no idea in the world. They didn't know anything about it.
The children of today that are spouting the eco-fascism of the German, fascists, the Nazis, they're saying the same thing.
The Jesuits, the Jesuit Nazis.
Yeah, no, they're pushing this climate, this climate Armageddon. That we're going to need some type of miracle, literally, from heaven to save us from destroying the climate. I mean, it's all set up like almost like the Bible, the scripture of the Bible. We have earthquakes, we have war, we have fires right now all over the place. You don't know if they're man-made with high-tech weaponry or whatever. But it's Australia and California, all these koalas and all these animals being just burnt off the face of the planet. It's like biblical times.
It's incredible what's going on the earth today. How good people, just normal, regular human beings, are being slowly but surely pushed into a corner, and the people are losing their country, they're losing their freedom, they're losing their industrial foundation, they're losing their money. And now it's nothing left to lose but their minds. So now people are starting to flip out and lose their minds. And we're seeing them, we call it going postal. But we're seeing every day in the news people that flipped out and killed somebody, killed their family, or killed their children, or killed their neighbors. So we're seeing the American public breaking down under the attacks, under the mentally deranged demonic attacks by Hollywood on the human psyche, on the human mind. And it's just too bad that we'll see all this stuff happen.
It's a weapon, Jordan. The television is a weapon. I mean, the Army knows it. They have a patent for some type of brainwave, just weapons, which is what they are. They your subconscious, neural system.
My God. They've been doing that stuff for years. The military-industrial complex has been preparing for a world war for a long time.
And that's what they're doing. They're creating zombies through the
That's
TV.
right.
People laugh and they say, aha, you believe in zombie apocalypse? Well, personally, I go by research and I just see that the government believes in zombie apocalypse because they have a document called CONOP 8888, which is to prepare the whole Pentagon for a zombie outbreak. I mean, I'm not making this up, Jordan. It's right there in Google.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, you have to understand zombie apocalypse. We know what an apocalypse is. We know what a zombie is. Well, that's what the World Revolutionary Communist Movement of the Democratic Party, this is what they are doing. They are preparing America and the young people of America to prepare them to be zombies. So they don't read, they can't read, they're ignorant, they're ill-informed, they are on drugs, on alcohol, they're in gangs.
Could you believe
they are making America's youth and the young people of America into zombies?
Can you believe, Jordan, that I've just read that they're promoting cannibalism now to the youth? They're saying, oh, well, maybe to save the world, we should eat people and eat human flesh. I mean, there's this movie Hollywood came out with, Soylent Green, kind of an occult kind of.
I remember that.
It was,
Charlton Heston.
Yeah, it says, Soylent Green is people. He said about the crackers. Soylent Green is people. They said, and is that what's happening now? I have a dark feeling in my gut just by having probably some of the best research skills. I don't want to toot my horn, but it's just out there. Anybody could be the Dick Tracy or Sherlock Holmes nowadays. With Google, you'd be better than them even.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's out there. I think that they're feeding human flesh to these so-called vegans and hipsters and little commie spouting goofballs in the youth right now.
I would not be a bit surprised to find human flesh in the foods of America.
Oh my God.
It would not surprise me at all, because we know they've been doing that kind of thing in China, because they got so many people. If they ate half of them, nobody would miss them. And so they are actually consuming human flesh in China. And all the other communist countries are doing the same kind of thing. And that's why in America, in North America, and Canada, I know that there's human meat in our food supplies.
Wow.
There's no doubt about it. I've read all the documents from the U.S. government. I have seen all the documents. A lot of it is on my website, my research website. That's on my original website, Jordan Maxwell Show. Go on Jordan Maxwell Show, and you will see an advertisement, a flyer advertising a research website. On that research website, you have to join it. And it's not free. You have to join it. It's a one-time donation to the website. One-time small token donation for a lifetime subscription. Only one time you have to join. But you have to join because it's the only way I can do what I do safely. I've been told by attorneys and my lawyer friends that if I'm going to put information out that could cause trouble, if people see it, it could really cause some serious problems. And I was told by my lawyers, if you're going to do that, you had better do it in private. Put it on your website, but have people join, because then it becomes a private matter. And government has nothing to say about anything that's in private. I was told if you go to a restaurant with your friends and you sit in the corner of a restaurant just with your friends around you, you can call anybody, any name you wish. You can say anything foul, anything dirty, anything filthy. You can say anything you please. If your friends don't mind, that's what they're there for. They're your friends. And you can use any language you wish, and the government can't say anything about it because it's a private conversation. It's nobody's business what you're saying among your friends. But if you go out on a radio or television and use the same language you used last night in the restaurant with your friends, then they can put you in jail because the government is empowered to protect the public. And if you're out there ranting and raving and cursing and calling people different names, and you're calling them the different terms that are not used any longer, you can be kicked off the air, your radio show, your television show taken down. Why? Because the government is trying to protect the people from your foul mouth. And so I have been told by my attorney friends, if you're going to put information on your website that's really going to be brutal and incredibly enlightening to the people of what's really going on, then you better put it into a private website. So people have to join, they'll be a part of a private viewing of your work. And so that's what I've done. So if you go on my Jordan Maxwell Show website and join my research website, you will see stuff on there you will not see anywhere else. Nobody will talk about it. Nobody wants to acknowledge it. Nobody wants to talk about the stuff I do. And I'm getting ready to talk about a lot more that I have been waiting to talk about, because now I think the people of this country and the people of the world in general are ready now.
Oh, yeah.
There's an old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I think the people of this world are now ready to see and hear the rest of the story. And now I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to begin to start telling the people the real story about what's going on behind the world governments, behind world religions, behind the world banking. It's a really dark story, and I am about ready to start talking about it.
Even more real than you've ever been. Oh my God, it's just a massive force of truth that's going to come our way. And, we were talking about the cannibalism, how they're promoting that to the communist, global climate change youth. I seem to remember in your research society, Jordan Maxwell Research Society, there's this image of the Nazis, the meat industry in Nazi Germany and or the meat industry in America compared to a Nazi advertisement.
That's right.
In Nazi Germany. That's it. And they you see who's really running the show. So I mean, they could feed you people, and they don't have to tell you. You just buy it. Stupid, right?
That's exactly right. And the American people seem to enjoy the democratic process of human destruction. The democratic process is a human destructive process, and the American people just love that whole dirty process coming out of Hollywood, the raping, the plundering, the pornography, the pedophilia, all of the criminality coming out of Hollywood, and the American people just love it. They can't wait to see some more, and they want to go to see the movies. They want to go and finance the ball games, go out and watch the ball games, and all the sports. It really is a tragic event, and I happened by chance to be living at the fall of the Roman Empire, and we in America are the new Roman Empire.
Right.
We've known that for many years. We are the Roman Empire today, and we are collapsing. We're collapsing around the world. And the reason why is because our people love democracy. They love the Soviet communist philosophy. They're so ignorant they don't know that that's what it is, but if you do the study of the intellectual situation we have in America, you will see that we are a Soviet communist organizational arrangement in America today.
Absolutely.
We are pushing the old Soviet communist routines, all the stuff that communism was doing in Russia, we're doing it here in America.
Right, and the Russians are becoming the Russians are becoming more capitalist, and they have adopted our colors for their flag, the red, white, and blue. It's almost like a reversal here. You see freedom of speech and gun rights and private land ownership being attacked here now.
That's right.
It's truly a totalitarian democracy being set up.
And a lot of people do not know that the governmental head of Russia today, in Russia today, the head of power in Russia today is called the White House. And the Russian colors today is red, white, and blue.
Right.
That's the Russian flag is red, white, and blue, and their government in the Soviet capital, the Russian capital today, is referred to as the White House.
Right. And the coat of arms is the Rothschild double eagle emblem.
Yeah, and so a lot of people don't realize these things are happening all around us today. We're watching the slow and continual destructiveness of the Soviet communist movement destroying Western civilization. That's why they are pouring Islamic peoples into Europe, because they're trying, the communists are trying desperately to destroy the Western mind, the Western, what we would call Western civilization. They're trying to destroy it. And the best way to destroy the Christian civilization is to send in Islamic people who have no understanding of freedom, liberty, justice, or anything honorable at all, period. Zero, nothing. They don't mind killing people. They don't mind blowing people up. And it's called terrorism. One term is terrorism. And this is what the Islamic world is all about, the terrorism, to terrorize the Western world, the Western philosophies, and bring about a new world order in which we're going to have a world communist takeover.
Right. No, and they worship.
All there, and it's unfortunate that most people don't know what I'm talking about.
They worship Muhammad, which is anagram for Baphomet.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
You're right.
Yeah.
Then we see the Iranians. They have on their flag now. We're supposed to be going to war with them, but then they have a Baphomet symbol on their flag.
Yeah.
So I mean, they worship the Baphomet in the United States, and now we're led to believe we're gonna fight another country that worships the same Baphomet we do.
If somebody wants to sit down for 8 hours and just explain the evolution of the United States of America, nobody would ever believe, if the truth were told, how America, where it came from, who founded this country, on what basis was it founded, and then find out about the Jesuit priesthood in the Catholic Church and how they were founded in order to destroy freedom around the world. The Jesuits was a priesthood in the Catholic Church that was founded by Ignatius Loyola to do one thing, and that is to destroy human freedom,
military order,
and to collect everybody under a totalitarian, fascist, murderous, Nazi communist new world order.
Right.
And nobody seems to know what's going on. Nobody seems to care. Like Dick Gregory said, it's a big club and you ain't in it.
And the people are so busy, picking their nose. Like the Pope. Did you see the Pope? Have you heard of the Pope recently picking his boogers and eating one? Did you hear that?
I've seen Henry Kissinger.
No, the Pope Francis recently. He's.
Have you got pictures of that? Send that.
I'm gonna send that. I'm gonna send the whole frame. It's like a GIF frame. they caught him. They literally animated. No, it's not animated, but he's live eating a
Well,
booger.
send me that. I'd like to see all that. I've got so many thousands of pictures of stuff people would not believe.
I'll send you the video. And then the Pope was he had a whole circus with a bunch of purple juggling clowns around him. So he's eating
clown mess. Mm-hmm.
He's eating boogers, and he has a bunch of clowns the next week. I mean, these popes, this Pope is silly.
Well, this Pope is not a Pope. In fact, he is not considered to be the real Pope. People who know that he is not a Pope. You cannot have, as in Vatican law, you cannot have two popes at the same time. There's only one Pope that was made Pope, and his name was Ratzinger.
Right.
And why? Because that's exactly what he is a Ratzinger. He's a real zinger, all right?
He looks like Emperor Palpatine. Jordan, he looks exactly like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars.
I know. I've seen that. I've seen the comparison.
Isn't there a black Pope also?
But the Pope that's in there now is a Jesuit.
Yes.
Anybody who doesn't know anything about Jesuits is missing the boat. You better find out who the Jesuits are. Jesuit. Jesuit.
Yes.
And it's really an incredible story.
But then also...
Did you ever hear about the Jesuit church in Rome? Their Vatican church, their main church in Rome, the Jesuits have their own Vatican, and it's called the Church of Jesu. Gesu. Jesu.
Like
Zeus.
It's
called the Church of Jesu.
No.
Have you seen that?
No, the Church of Jesu.
Let me tell you something about the Church of Jesu. Let me tell you something. Just before the Second World War, back in the 1939, just before the Second World War began, the Church of Jesu was a major church for the Jesuits. That was their Vatican, so to speak.
Wow.
And that was their church. They built it themselves, and it was their church, not of the Church of Jesus, no, the Church of Jesu, Gesu. And in the Church of Jesu, they had a huge painting, an enormous painting above the altar in the church. And the painting was taken down just before the Second World War started. The Jesuits took that painting down, and they rolled it up and brought it down into the cellar and locked it up so nobody could see it. And then after the war, when the war was over, the Church of Jesu opened up again, and they opened up the cavern downstairs, and they brought up that painting. And for months, they've been putting that painting back into the Church of Jesu on the altar. And if you go on the web, you will see that the Church of Jesu is re-establishing the painting that they had before the war. And what that painting is, it shows Jesus. The painting at the Vatican for the Jesuits is the Church of Jesu. And in that painting that's on the altar of the Church of Jesu is the painting of Jesus in heaven reaching down and giving Ignatius Loyola the communist flag, the red flag of Soviet communism.
Wow.
And Jesus is handing Ignatius Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, the red flag of world communism. And now they're putting it back up now. They don't mind because their Jesuit, has become a pope, and he has always been a communist, a Marxist-Leninist communist. And that painting is now being put back. Go on the web to image and type in image so you only see the pictures. And then you type in communist flag, Jesuits communist red flag. And it will pop and show you all the pictures of the Church of Jesus, where they're putting back a big major painting of Jesus handing Ignatius Loyola the communist flag, the Soviet communist flag. A lot of people don't know that, but the Jesuits are promoting world communism.
Always have.
They're organizing it, financing it, and directing it.
Right, and their symbols are the symbols of Cronus, the child eater, the hammer and sickle.
Yeah,
just amazing, Jordan. Well, we've run out of time. It's great having you on. I don't want to keep you on any longer. It's been great having you on, and we gotta have you on as much as you want to be on.
Well, I appreciate it, and let's do it, because there's so much that people need to know. So much we haven't even begun to tell the people.
Oh my God! No, I always feel like that we could literally just expose so much. And you just give us 2 hours, 3 hours, and people's heads will spin, and it's just not enough time in the day to just.
Do we have a couple of minutes more?
Yes.
About how long do we have before we're off?
It doesn't matter, Jordan. What do you have to say?
I was just going to give the people an example of how they're being ripped off.
Yes.
And we know that that's what's happening. With the public is just being lied to and tricked and deceived and being ripped off by the government of the United States. The U.S. government is ripping the people off and stealing everything they own.
Yes.
And a classic example, I don't recommend you do anything about it. I'm just letting you know that there's something for you to know. A small, insignificantly small way in which you're being ripped off you never knew and you never thought of. When the police stop you, when you're in a car and the cops stop you in traffic to give you a ticket, they pull in behind you, they get out, they come up to your window, and they check your license, and then they are writing out a ticket. And the cop he is writing it out. It's his ticket. He's writing it out himself. Then he signs the ticket. Then he hands it to you, and you sign it, and then he gives you a copy of the ticket. Now, you're expected to pay the ticket. But what you don't know, the government has never told you, I'm telling you, what you don't know is that when you sign that ticket, you are a co-signer in a ticket in commerce. It's a commercial ticket. Mm-hmm. And it requires somebody to pay something to pay for the ticket, just like you pay if you're going to buy a pair of shoes at a big department store. They're going to get a ticket. Right. You're going to sign it, and then you have to pay for the ticket. But when a cop gives you a ticket, it's his ticket. He's the one that wrote it out, and he signed it. So you are a co-signer. You are an undersigner on a ticket in commerce. And I have seen it done where people who have done this will take that ticket, photocopy the ticket, and sign an affidavit basically saying you signed something that you didn't realize you were co-signing for, and you have decided you don't want to co-sign for this ticket. And then you send the ticket, the photocopy of the ticket, and the affidavit where you said that you made a mistake and co-signed for something you didn't mean to co-sign for. You send it to the Secretary of State in the state in which you live, and the Secretary of State will take that and give it to the Department of Commerce in your state, who handles all commercial corporate business, and that state agency will send the ticket to the cop, and he has to pay it because you were an undersigner. You signed after him. and he signed it, and that means he has to pay the ticket.
Jordan,
But he gives it to you so you can undersign it and you pay it.
that's real knowledge, Jordan. That's a real weapon. You know, the courts and the cops, they don't like smarties like that. Oh my goodness.
I know.
They don't like the intellectuals. You know what's
Yeah.
crazy, Jordan, is when, usually red, white, and blue, you assume it has to do with freedom, more like mind control, right? Because of the flag. But then when you see red, white, and blue behind you when it's the cops, it doesn't really mean freedom anymore, right? It's like, oh man.
No. Red, white, and blue is now the color of Russia. Russia's official color for the Russian,
Ain't that something?
for what we call the Russian Federation. For the Russian Federation is red, white, and blue.
Right, and then you see
the new government building in which they are officiating over the government of Russia is called the White House.
Yeah, no, you see the cops, and then you gotta hide your chihuahua now too, because they're shooting you're shooting your chihuahua, putting you in jail, and they'll oh man, that's the least of your troubles. They take you out back, and you heard what they did to that guy with the plunger. Dear God. Anyway, Jordan, hey, we're run out of time, but it's amazing every time I get to speak to you. It's truly a gift and just so much knowledge. And you're saying you're not going to hold back anymore. You're going to give people the version of Jordan Maxwell.
I'm going to do the best I can without getting myself killed. Because in America, if you tell the people things they're not supposed to know, you can be killed for doing that. You can go to prison. They can throw you into prison in America because you talk too much and you know too much and you talk too much.
Since the Bush days,
they will kill you. They can actually have a mafia hit put on you.
Yeah,
the state can do that. The state can put a professional criminal assassination on you, and they'll find you dead someplace. In a downtown alley somewhere with 3 shots in the back of your head, and the newspaper will say it was a terrible act of suicide.
Yeah.
For you shoot yourself in the head 3 times. And so I know what's going on. You have no idea in the world the criminality that is going on in America today. So this is why I say if you really want to see the pictures and the documents and read them all, go on my website, JordanMaxwellShow.com, and click on and join the Jordan Maxwell Research website. It's just a small one-time token payment to the website, and for a lifetime of connection to
lifetime
the website.
Membership.
You can always go on it forever.
Yeah, vault of just information, everything from the bearded Anunnaki sky gods to the United States being a corporation. Jordan breaks it down like no other researcher ever in the history of this stuff. It's truly an honor and privilege to get to work with him and have him on this show. Jordan, I can't wait to talk to you again. Be safe, and let's try not to get NDAA telling so much truth, right?
Yep, and let's do it again anytime you want. Let me know. I'm always here.
You got it, sir. Take care, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Okay.
Thank
Talk
you.
to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jordan. Bye. Jordan Maxwell, epic show, epic guest, epic information.